Part of Locked On Sports Miami on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What's up, sports fans? Welcome to another edition of your Locked On Marlins postcast. My name is Jim Grieshaber. Call me Grease on your Saturday. One game left before the All-Star break. 4 days with no baseball. I don't know what we're going to do, but we don't have to worry about that. For now, we have a couple of more days to go. And another tough one for the Marlins today. They lose 10-6 on the road in Cincinnati. And man, just when you think they can't score, the offense isn't doing anything. The pitching staff's been great. The offense not helping them out at all. Now it's the opposite. Now the pitchers can't get anybody out, and they're hitting the ball all over the field. As they lose today, 10-6. The final, the B&B boys went back-to-back. They had big games, Berger and Bell, after I was on their cases yesterday. They did what they're supposed to do in the middle of the lineup. And it was 10-6 the final. The Reds with the victory. We'll break it down for you here. Locked On Marlins postcast here on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I want to thank you for making Locked On Marlins postcast part of your everyday routine. You everydayers, we love you. And you are a big part of the reason why, big part of the reason why Locked On is taking the world by storm. We're the fastest growing networks in the history of network sports. We're free, available wherever you get your podcasts, plus here on YouTube, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And today, our show is brought to you by Booking.com. Booking.yeah. The right stay can make you a fan of any city, even your rivals. Check out Booking.com for your stay today. And man, Cincinnati's a great American city. Lately you're talking about D.C., New York City, went to Philly, some awesome American cities. And Cincinnati's right up there. In the summertime, man, what an awesome city in the heartland of America, Cincinnati, Ohio. I mean, we can't help that there's brain-dead Ohio State Buckeye fans everywhere there, right? That's not our fault, and they didn't win the title game against Miami, let's be real. But we're pumped to have you here nonetheless, and you know what? When you score 10 runs on 26 hits in 2 games, I mean, you're averaging with runners in scoring position. They were better today than it's hard to even say. I don't even want to tell you what they were yesterday and today with runners in scoring position. This is absolutely an abomination. It's why they lost the game. It's why they lost the game today and yesterday. And it was 7-4 yesterday, 10-6 today. So yesterday, the Marlins were 2 for 9 with runners in scoring position. Today, they scored 6 runs on 15 hits. And guess what? Guess what they were with runners in scoring position. You ready? 3 for 20 with runners in scoring position. You almost can't do that. You almost can't do that. It is almost impossible to go 3 for 20 with runners in scoring position. You lose 10-6. You bang out 15 hits. It's a beer league softball game. They should have had cigarettes in their mouths and pitchers of beer as they ran the bases. 3 for 20 with runners in scoring position. You're watching this game and you're seeing rally after rally after rally and guys on base and runners in scoring position all game long. You got the back-to-back homers from Berger and Bell. Later in the game, you got the 2-run single from Berger and the double from Bell. I ripped those 2 guys yesterday, rightfully so. They're the guys you're counting on in the middle of the order, haven't done anything all year long. Today, they do the job. Today, they do the job. No one else does. How many times? Runners on base. Here we go. Less than 2 outs. Let's go. Oh, man. Out of it again. Double play. Strikeout. Swinging at the first pitch out of the zone. Time and time again in a big situation. It gets to be a little aggravating, doesn't it, after a while? It really gets to be aggravating. It gets to be a lot aggravating. And not even after a while. Just watch this. I mean, 3 for 20 with runners in scoring position. And as you're looking at these innings, right, inning by inning, and you go through it, and, you know, we don't necessarily go inning by inning and show you and go through everything. But just think about this, right? Abbott started the game for Cincinnati. Jazz Chisholm starts the game with a nice at-bat, sees 6 pitches, right? Takes the first 2 pitches. He's really done well with that in the leadoff spot. He's gotten so much better, being patient up there. Dude, he's not really a leadoff guy. You know what I'm saying? But he could be a great one. He won't be here long. I think the Yanks are going to trade for him. Anyway, you get the four-seamer and the sweeper from Abbott, and those are the 2 main pitches for him. Then Jazz sees 6 pitches, lines out. That's a quality AB to start the game. Elly De La Cruz, second pitch curveball grounds out to shortstop. It was the first curveball of the game thrown by Abbott. Berger flies out to center on the 4th pitch of the at-bat. So, it's 12 pitches in the first inning. That's pretty good. You saw a bunch of pitches from him. Reds in the bottom of the first against Cabrera. India flies out. De La Cruz strikes out looking for Elly. I love watching him play, man. He homered today, too. And more on the Reds in a minute when they scored. But Abbott pitching for Cincinnati. Top of the second for the Marlins. Bell strikes out swinging. It's a 6-pitch at-bat. That's good. Okay, I'll take that. Dane Myers walks. It's a 6-pitch at-bat. He's thrown 24 pitches, all right? 24 pitches with 4 outs. That's good. That's good. 5 pitches for Edwards. He gets an infield single. 2 hits for him again today. Rivera strikes out swinging 4 pitches, and Bride grounds out the shortstop on the 5th pitch. So you're seeing a lot of pitches. They did a good job in those first couple innings, and you start thinking, hey, they're going to break through. Here it comes. They're going to break through. And of course, Spencer Steer hits his 15th home run in the 2nd inning for Cincinnati, and that ties him for the team lead with Jeimer, Candelario, and Elly De La Cruz. More on those 2 guys in a minute. Man, this Reds team comes at you in waves, right? Marlins in the top of the 3rd. Yeah, I mean, look. Chisholm singles to center with 1 out. Berger homers to left, a 400-foot shot. Bell homers to right. Oppo, opposite field from the right side. Had an RBI double from the left side tonight, too. So it's 3-1 Marlins. And he threw a ton of pitches in that inning as well. So Abbott is already, way over the pace for pitches. And, he's going to be out of the game soon. And they would get him out of there in the 4th. And, the Marlins had so many opportunities in this game. They're up 3-1. The Reds in the bottom of the 3rd, they add 3. Hinds homers to left center. This dude, the rookie. More on this kid in a minute. Unbelievable. De La Cruz homers to center, and Candelario homers to right. They weren't back-to-back-to-back, but they might as well have been. In terms of the scoring, they were. And they all hit them in the same inning. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Yep, off Edward Cabrera, who had a tough one. Yep, in the 3rd inning off Cabrera is when they hit those home runs. Excuse me, guys, there's something froze for a second. But, when you look back at this game and you think about what happened in this series so far and you look at what the Marlins have done this season, it's either they haven't been hitting when the pitching's going great, or when they're hitting, their pitching is just god-awful. And it time and time again, you just have to realize that it's just not a very good team. You keep coming up with different things. You keep coming up with hope, and you're thinking, hey, the pitching's been great. If only the hitting can come around. Then the hitting comes around, and the pitching's dog crap. It's just a shame, man. I mean, we got guys coming up to the dish 6 times today. Jazz and De La Cruz are 1 for 6 each. De La Cruz struck out 3 times, not Elly. Brian, DLC for the Marlins. Chisholm and DLC, Scott and Luzardo, maybe Weathers. They're probably going to be gone. Xavier Edwards might be playing his way out of here, looking really good. Dane Myers in the lineup today. He'll be an everyday player coming soon because of the trades that are on the way. But 3 for 20 with runners in scoring position. You left 14 runners on base when you remember yesterday's game. So you're talking 3 for 20, and yesterday you were 2 for 9. So you're 5 for 29 with runners in scoring position. And how many guys did you leave on base today? 14? Well, how many guys did you leave on base yesterday? 7. So 21 runners left on base in 2 games, man. You're just not getting the big hit. And you're watching this game, and I was going through the play-by-play for you. You're watching this game, and you're like, dang, man, come on. Come on, guys, just break through. Just break through. And they're finally starting to get to Abbott, and Abbott is gone. So, the Reds take the lead 4-3 after those 3 homers in the 3rd. And the Marlins come back and reclaim the lead in the 4th. They get to Abbott again. Berger singles in 2 runs. Bride and De La Cruz after Bride singles, Fortes singles. You know what I'm saying? And you're up 5-4. And then before you know it, it's 7-5. Why? Because Benson with an RBI ground out, and then, unbelievable, man. Espinal singles. They had a couple more home runs. They had 6 home runs in this game. Bell doubles in Berger to make it 7-6 in the 6th inning. It's a close game. And you think, hey, they're coming back. It's going to be all right. And then, no. Hinds homers to left, center. 2 home runs in the game for him. Espinal homers. And, it's a 10-6 final. Speaking of Rece Hinds, how about this dude? We're going to take a quick break, and we'll talk to you about Rece Hinds. On the other side, a record-setting start for the Reds. Rookie right fielder Rece Hinds. They love him in Cincinnati. Skyline Chili for life. The Reds beat the Marlins 10-6. Yesterday it was 7-4. The Marlins have 26 hits and 10 runs in 2 games, and they've lost both. They've lost 10 out of 12. They are reeling toward the All-Star break, stumbling toward the finish line with 1 more game to go. You're watching your Locked On Marlins postcast. We talk to you more about Rece Hinds and his magical start. On the other side, Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease. This episode of your Locked On Marlins postcast is brought to you by Booking.com. Booking.yeah! With summer travel heating up, especially for baseball games, it's time to explore those U.S. cities you always secretly wanted to learn more about. That's right, I'm talking about your rivals' cities. With hotels, bed and breakfast, vacation rentals, resorts, and so much more on Booking.com, you might just find your perfect stay even in your baseball rival's city. How many times have we done it in our lives? We go into enemy territory. Oh, man, there's nothing like it. And when you're a Marlins fan, let's face it, there's no better division. You got Atlanta, Philly, New York, and Washington, D.C., all right there every summer. That's built in. You got 4 of them. Cincinnati this weekend, San Diego, LA, San Francisco. Every single year, you have incredible cities to go to and follow your team around the country. From hotels that look over stadiums to family-friendly resorts, Booking.com has so many choices across the U.S. for your summer travel this MLB season. The right stay can make you a fan of any U.S. city, even your rivals. Book today on Booking.com, on the site, or in the Booking.com app. Booking.com, Booking.yeah. Passion, drive, patience. The formula for winning championships is also what keeps your ride or die alive. eBay Motors has everything you need to maintain your vehicle and level it up to peak performance. Superchargers, roof racks, exhaust kits, LED headlights, and more. Whether you're into speed, power, or style, eBay Motors has you covered. With over 122 million parts for your number one ride or die, you'll always find exactly what you're looking for. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride every time or your money back. Because with eBay Motors, you're burning rubber, not cash. With all the parts you need at the prices you want, it's easy to make your car the MVP and bring home huge wins. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. eBay Guaranteed Fit, only available to U.S. customers. Locked On Marlins postcast continuing on your Saturday, July 13th. 2024. Man, it's been a crazy, if you didn't see it, there was an attempted assassination on former President Donald Trump today in Pennsylvania. Someone shot at him. He was carried off the stage with blood on his ear. And no matter how you feel about Trump, no matter how you feel about Biden, come on, man, this place is getting crazy. We need to stop this now. It's madness. So glad that Donald Trump is okay, and it isn't a political show, but it's just a little crazy right now. Just mention that. I don't know if you saw that. It made me think. I was thinking about July and the 4th of July and baseball, and we got the All-Star break coming up, and really excited to have a few days off and go do some things. But you know what, Marlins fans? A tough first half. A tough first half, and it's just mind-numbing how bad this team has been. You know, and the Reds, 6 home runs today, man. Beer League softball. Beer League softball. Rece Hinds, the rookie. We talked about him before the break, and we told you we're going to talk about his record-setting start. Remember when Shane Spencer came up with the Yankees? It's a long time ago, hitting home runs, like 6 in his first 6 games or something like that. Well, kind of reminds me of what Rece Hinds has been doing this week for Cincinnati. He's only played 6 games. Tomorrow's his 7th game. It's a full week, his first full week in the major leagues. A magical debut for the Reds right fielder. The look on his face after his 2nd home run today is just like, whoa, man, this is crazy, right? You're never going to top your first week, Rece. You peaked in week 1, bro, but there's nothing wrong with that because we're going to talk about you in Cincinnati forever. 2 home runs and a double today for Rece Hinds. He has the name, too, Rece Hinds. Rece Hinds. Think about that for 1 second. In 6 games since being called up, 6 games, 11 for 23. That's not what makes it a record. 5 homers, also not a record. 4 doubles, also not a record. 11 RBIs, 6 runs scored, not records in your first 6 games. You know what is a record? Rece Hinds, 10 of his 11 hits have gone for extra bases. 10 extra base hits in the first 6 games of his major league career is a major league record. An American League and National League record. Put it that way. That's incredible. Elly De La Cruz, Spencer Steer, Santiago Espinal, and Marlin-killer Jeimer Candelario. He took it from Washington to Cincinnati. They also homered for the Reds. They've won 5 out of 6 games. Edward Cabrera, another bad start for him. The Marlins' rotation's been trash lately. Absolute trash. The injuries have killed it with Alcantara and Myers and Weathers and Luzardo, and all 5 guys who would be in the rotation are out. None of these guys would even be in there except possibly Cabrera. He had a 10 strikeout game early in the season, but 7 runs, 6 hits, 4 homers, and 3 1/3 innings. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here. Go with Sixto Sanchez, and go with Trevor Rogers, and go with Braxton Garrett. Wherever they went, go with them. Don't come back. I mean, for real. Josh Bell and Jake Berger finally did something today. Back-to-back homers. RBI single for Berger. Guess how many home runs these guys have? These are the guys you're counting on to be the big guns in the middle of your lineup with Soler gone. 10 home runs for Berger. 9 for Bell. 9 at the break. 9 with one more game before the All-Star break. 9 home runs. You got 19 home runs from the 2 guys who are supposed to be your biggest hitters in the 3-4 spots in the lineup. And that, my friends, is not going to cut the mustard, which makes no sense, because how do you even cut mustard? I don't know where that phrase came from. Marlins offense has torn the Reds up these first couple of games, too. But their pitchers, man, 17 runs on 21 hits for the Reds. They're coming through in the clutch. 17 runs on 21 hits, where the Marlins have 10 runs on 26 hits. They're 5 for 29 with runners in scoring position. 3 for 20 today. If it was 5 for 20, they would have won the game. They're 32 and 63. They've lost 10 of their last 12 games. 2 of those wins were against the White Sox. That doesn't even count when you beat the White Sox. They suck. It doesn't even count when you beat them. It just doesn't. It's a trash win. First half wraps up tomorrow. Trevor Rogers, 1-9. You're going to lose 10 games before the break, bro? 10-game loser before the break? His ERA is 4.82. Taking on Nick Lodolo. 8-3, 3.3 ERA. Last game before the break. Reds are 47 and 49. They could end up 1 game below 500. The way they started, too. Elly De La Cruz on fire. Get to see him in the All-Star game. Be a lot of fun. Your rivals become your teammates. How about that? The game's in Texas. It'd be dope, man. Check out Booking.com. Game time. Book your trip. Get your tickets. Hit up Stitch Fix. Get the fit right. Bang. See what I'm saying? Hopefully your taxes are done. Tax Network USA. We got you covered. Bet on the All-Star game on FanDuel. We got it all. Prize picks right there. Have some more fun. Pick more, pick less. We got it all for you. And if you're driving there, you got everything on your car from eBay Motors. So much fun. And don't forget about Ibotta, because you get money back on everything you buy at Ibotta. So you do all that, you'll be straight. You'll be all set for that Major League Baseball All-Star game. That's always so much fun. I love the All-Star game. I love it. And, you know, it hasn't been all bad for the Marlins. I mean, that game today was a hell of a game. It was fun. It was entertaining. For crying out loud, the 2 teams hit 8 home runs. And the home run celebrations at Great American Ballpark. When your stadium is named Great American Ballpark, that's an all-American city, Cincinnati, Ohio. OH! Ohio. Marlins out after tomorrow. Second half getting ready to get started. Not too shabby either. Marlins getting the second half of the season underway. You got the 4 days off, and then, of course, you hit the ground running again with that weekend series again. The second half will be an everlasting love. It's not really a half, is it? Let me see. 32 and 64. It'll be after tomorrow, or 33 and 63. No. It's more than halfway through the season. So you open up the second half at home against the Mets and the Orioles. 4 games against the Mets Friday through Monday, and then 3 against the Orioles, and the Orioles are maybe the best team in the American League. Maybe. Brewers after that first-place team. So you go Mets, who have been red hot. Orioles, first-place team, American League East, even above the Yanks. And the Yanks had a little bit of cold spell. Milwaukee, first place. Tampa Bay, which has killed the Marlins. What are they, 22-4 against them since 2019? Then you got the Braves before the Reds come in and the Padres come in. You're looking at Mets, Orioles, Brewers, Braves, and that's 2, 5, 8, 12 games. This team might lose 8 of those 12 games. You're going to have 70 losses. Yikes. It's not something you really want to talk about too much, is it? I'm sorry. I remind you of it all the time. It's your Locked On Marlins postcast. Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease. You see the email and the social media handle right down there, at @JimGrease_GRIES. Look at the Stitch Fix. Come on, man. But we're having a great time here today on the show. A very entertaining game. So what if it was beer league softball? So what if they should have been passing out cigarettes and there should have been pitchers being poured in the dugout? What are you going to do, man? What are you going to do? It was entertaining. There were 8 home runs hit. In this game today, there were what? The Marlins had 15 hits. The Reds had 11. I mean, it was unreal. So much fun if you're a fan of offensive baseball. Yay. It's your Locked On Marlins postcast. We're going to wrap it up. On the other side, they've lost 10 of 12. What can they do to prevent that from being 11 of 13 tomorrow? The All-Star break is approaching. I repeat, the All-Star break is approaching. And you are watching your Locked On Marlins postcast. Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease. Going to wrap it up on the other side. Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And here at Locked On Marlins Postcast, we pride ourselves on getting you the latest news for your team every day. Whether it's the offseason, the draft, spring training, or the playoffs, it's year-round, baby. You know what else is year-round? Collection season. Just because tax season is over doesn't mean the IRS will stop coming after you for unfiled taxes. The IRS can garnish your wages, levy your bank accounts, even seize your property. Don't let the IRS target you. Let the licensed professionals and tax experts at Tax Network USA go to bat for you. With over 14 years of experience and an A-plus rating by the Better Business Bureau, Tax Network USA has saved their clients over $1 billion in tax debt, and they can save you a bunch too. Whether you owe taxes, have complicated matters that require tax planning, or finally hit that parlay this season and need help correctly filing, call 1-800-549-1000, 1-800-549-1000, or go to tnusa.com/lockedon, tnusa.com/lockedon. Be sure to mention Locked On Marlins Postcast at checkout. Why? Because they're going to give you a $250 discount off their services when you do. And I just talked about it. The confidence, instant, bang, just like that. You get from an outfit that makes you look really good. There's no place on the planet where looking good is more important than South Florida. And I'll tell you what, with Stitch Fix, I get that confidence boost every single time. At Stitch Fix, you get a stylist who understands your style, your size, your budget. They do all the shopping for you. It's the easiest way to update your wardrobe this season or any season. I've done it. Look at this, man. I'm telling you, just pimp me up, baby. Pimp me up. You easily upgrade your wardrobe this year. Easy for me to say, with a professional stylist that helps you find new on-trend favorites that will work for you. I just give my stylist my size, my style, my budget preferences. I order boxes when I want and how I want. No subscription required. They send 5 just for me pieces. 5. Plus outfit recommendations and pro styling advice. I keep what works. I send back the rest. There's no obligation. Easy peasy, man. They send just right pieces. The fit is on point from my stylist. It's like they have style ESP, man. I don't know how they do it, but they just get me. Look, brown eyes. Look at the brown here. Stitch Fix makes it all so easy. I don't like to shop as much. They save me the time, the effort. I'm busy entertaining you. I get outfits that make me look and feel really good. And if you don't love something, you send it back. Shipping, returns, exchanges, always free with Stitch Fix. So, what are you waiting for? This is the call to action. You ready? So I'm going to call you to action. CTA is how it works. Style that makes you feel as good as you look. Now is the best time for you to get started at stitchfix.com/MLB. Why? You get $100 off. $25 off your first 4 fixes for a limited time only. Means you got to hurry. stitchfix.com/MLB. stitchfix.com/MLB for $100 off. stitchfix.com/MLB. Must redeem within 7 days of sign up. Offer does not include kids' fixes. Dun 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 dun. Dun. Locked On has launched the first ever national sports 24/7 streaming channel on YouTube, and now it's also available on the Amazon Fire TV in the free Fire TV channels app. That's right, it's Locked On Sports Today. It's here for you 24/7, covering the top sports stories of the day with the local experts of Locked On, plus our national shows covering almost every league. Find Locked On Sports Today, now available wherever you get your podcasts, and of course here on YouTube, Locked On Sports Miami, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And thanks again for being here day in and day out with your Locked On Marlins postcast. Locked On Marlins as well. We'll be here all year long. And, of course, all the boys doing a great job. You got Locked On Hurricanes, Locked On Marlins, Locked On Dolphins, Locked On Heat, plus all the postcasts, which I'll be doing all year long. Dolphins going to tear it up this year with Tua, baby. How about the Finns coming in looking like favorites in the AFC East? And then you got the Hurricanes with Mario Cristobal, the alum, just like me. Shout out to the U, baby. Very, very dangerous storm brewing in Coral Gables. FSU and UF should be good this year as well. Going to be a great, great college football season, NFL season with Locked On, NBA coming after that. All right, wrapping it up. Locked On Marlins postcast. The All-Star break is 1 game away. The Marlins have lost 10 of 12. They get smoked again today. Look, you're in Cincinnati, right? And you lose 7-4 and 10-6. You're giving up 17 runs back-to-back. 17-10 over the 2 days. Remember they played the Bengals last year and Tua almost got killed? Remember that game? He got knocked out of the game? Yeah, exactly. I do too. Teddy came in. Right. It's like that, right? 17-10. Bengals in the lead. Oh, wait, it's the Reds and the Marlins. It's a lot of fun. But we'll see, right? I mean, look, there's so much to get excited about with this team. If Berger and Bell start hitting in the second half, there's a lot there. Because I don't think Jazz is going to be here. I don't think De La Cruz is going to be here. Berger and or Bell might have been traded, probably would have been traded had they been doing anything. But think about Jake Berger. He can hit you, I mean, he's probably going to hit no more than 250, 260 in a good year. Jake Berger can hit you 20 to 25 home runs. Jake Berger can drive in 100 runs. So can Josh Bell. Switch hitter, as a matter of fact. Can DH play first? Berger can play first, play third, or DH. Those are valuable guys for contending teams. DLC, 15 homers. He's got pop in his bat, leads the team in RBIs. Corner outfielder. That could be very valuable to a team. Jazz Chisholm, a center fielder who can hit for average and for power. Really starting to come along, can steal bases. Great defender. He's out, man. Jazz and DLC are probably going to be gone. You're going to have Dane Myers playing every day, and I like Dane Myers. Yankees might trade for Jazz. You might see a scenario where the Orioles come in and one of our guys leaves with them. You know, the Braves. Who knows? Braves, Phillies, Dodgers, Orioles, Yankees, Brewers. All those teams. All of them. All of them. Active participation in the market. Cleveland. Cleveland, too. When you look at the MLB standings, there's a lot of teams out there that legitimately could be buyers in this trade market. Orioles are tied with the Yanks. They're a game below the Yankees in the win column. They're 57-38, Yanks 58-39. Dead heat with the Sox. Wicked pisser. The Sox, 4.5 behind. Tampa's 10 games out there toast. Which team will get hot in the second half? That's going to be a lot of fun, right? Which team gets hot in the second half and goes on that Diamondbacks/Marlins-like roll from last year? Ends up in the playoff, ends up in the World Series. O's and Yanks are cruising. Neither one of those teams is going to fall apart. Let's be real. Guardians, 5 games ahead of the Twinkies, 58-36. They're literally, man, they're better at 6-17. They would have home field in the American League right now. The Yanks would be the wild card, one of them. How great is that? Twinkies, 53 wins. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams in the American League with 50 wins. Nobody was 60. National League Phillies, 62 freaking wins. Are you kidding me? 62-33. Dude. Braves 9 back. They're guaranteed to be a wild card. But the Mets right on their heels, 12.5. They're 2.5 games behind the Bravos. Brew Crew 54-42, 4 games up on the Cards. The Cards are a pretty decent team. But look out for the Reds and the Pirates with Skeens. But look at the Reds at 47-49. The Dodgers are 56-40, and the D-backs, how about the D-backs, all of a sudden tied with the Padres? 48-47, 49-48, bang, bang, bang. Giants right there too, 46-49. Second half setting up nice. Reds, Padres, Diamondbacks. I was on ESPN Radio doing a show last week across the country. As a matter of fact, I'll be on tomorrow. Primetime with Jonathan Zaslow, 1 to 5 Pacific, so 4 to 8 tomorrow, Eastern, on the worldwide leader, ESPN Radio. I was on there last week, and one of their baseball guys, I forget who it was, one of their baseball insiders, can't remember who it was, one of those Sports Center guys, he said, watch the Diamondbacks as a sleeper in the National League, and I could see that. They did it last year. But Padres, Diamondbacks, Giants, any of those teams could make a run. What do the Dodgers do? Mookie Betts, there's no guarantee you're going to play great after a broken wrist. No guarantee. Kershaw coming back. What about the pitchers for the Dodgers? Philly's killing it, but their rotation, there's been some cracks lately. 653 baseball. They're 37-15 at home. 25-18 on the road. Unreal, man. Unreal. Who's got the best home record in baseball? Kansas City, 31 wins at home. They stink on the road. 31-18 for the Royals at home. Best record in baseball. No, they're not. Phillies, 37-15. Marlins are, what are they? They're 14-32 on the road, 18-31 at home. They've only scored 333 runs. That has to be. That's second low. White Sox have 309. How about the Rockies? The Rockies have 395. Who's allowed the most runs? 486 the Marlins. The Rockies have allowed 567 runs. What a first half it's been. But the Reds could be that team that catches fire in the second half. Marlins in that division. The Nationals have owned them. The Mets have been playing a lot better lately. They're 7-3 in their last 10. They were talking about trading Alonso. They were talking about trading some of the stars for the Mets. I don't see that happening now. The Mets are not, they're not going to sell everybody off. We should get into that tomorrow. What moves we expect to see in the second half. That'll be fun. Tough one today, though. In summation, let's talk about it here. Yep. All right, there we go. We'll get off the stand-ins here. Get back to the box score. And wrap it up here on your Locked On Marlins postcast. And real quick, let you know. And we got 10-6 was the final. The Marlins out-hit the Reds 15-10, but were outscored 10-6. No errors in this game. 3 for 20 with runners in scoring position. Mull got the win in the third of an inning for the Reds. He's 1-1. Edward Cabrera falls to 1-3. In 3 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 7 earned runs, 7 strikeouts. But, man, he gave up 4 of Cincinnati's 6 home runs, 3 in the third inning. Elly De La Cruz hit another one. Candelario hit another one. Steer hit one. Unbelievable, man. Espinal, who came in for India, had a scary collision with Dane Myers. Hopefully he's okay. Espinal hit a home run in a 2-for-2 game for a 211 hitter. Hinds, 2 for 3. Grand slam, 3 RBIs. A game for him. Unbelievable. For the Marlins, Berger, 4 for 5. 4 RBIs, including a home run. Bell, 2 for 4, 2 RBIs, including a home run. Edwards, another 2-hit game. He was 2 for 4. Everyone in the Marlins lineup got a hit except for... Nope, everyone got a hit. Every starter in this game except for India on the Reds. And Benson, the center fielder, got a hit. So they wrap it up tomorrow, and it will be an everlasting love. It will be... Who will it be? It will be the last game before the break, and it will be Trevor Rogers, 1-9 with a 4.82 ERA, taking on Cincinnati's Nick Lodolo, 8-3 with a 3.30. First pitch is set for right around 1 Eastern time. We'll be here right after the game with your Locked On Marlins postcast. That's all there is, Fish fans. There is no more. Your Locked On Marlins postcast on your Saturday, July 13th, 2024. Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease, at Jim Grease _ on social media. Thanking you profusely for being here every single day. You're everydayers. We love you on the Locked On Podcast Network. We are here and we are free wherever you get your podcast, as well as on YouTube. Locked On Sports Miami on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team, your sport, every single day. Until tomorrow, Fish fans, Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease, reminding you to always keep your game tight and your mind right, baby. I'm out.